Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, happy Tuesday to everybody. Listen, we got a special guest. Well, it's not even a guest, but we got the one and only Kendell Hollowell once again back in the building. Kendell is a writer for SI.com, and he covers USC football, and he does work for ESPN as well. So big salute to him, and thank you once again, Kendell, for coming on. Kendell, what's the word?
Another day, man. Blessed week. Always a pleasure to come on and just talk with you some ball. A lot's going on. We're getting closer to the season, man. We're here mid-July. Fall camp is just around the corner. Next thing we know, it's the last month without football, so I'm excited to get into it today for sure.
Absolutely. It's crazy because I think I seen today where maybe like possibly, and it's no official date, but possibly the 30th of July that USC may be going to camp. It's not an official date, but the fact that we play, you can have 45 days or whatever out until you're able to practice. So I think that'll put us right around the 30th or something. So we'll see what happens. So it's getting very, very close. I know you're going to Big Ten meetings, believe next week. Is that right?
The week after.
The week after. And so after you get back from that, it's going to be really downhill from there. But there's a lot that went on over the weekend that we got to talk about. And so we'll just kind of get into it real quick, man. I know we saw a number of things. We saw Hayden Coup. I saw all the things that you posted up. Matter of fact, Kendell, there was somebody that reached out to me. And who was that? It was Young Tiny. Young Tiny reached out to me and said he read your article about Honor Falave Johnson. And man, he kind of, it was a detailed article. Can you talk about that? I know we got one, we're going to talk about Hayden Coup, but we just going to kind of skip to two and then we'll go back up to one.
Yeah, so I've had a couple actually come out of Honor. I talked to him on Saturday. That was actually my first opportunity to see him live and get to talk to him and all that kind of deal. He was down there at the Battle of the Beach tournament, so that's the annual tournament down in Huntington Beach, California. It's 20 local high schools dealing it out. I know that was a tournament I played in when I was in high school and stuff like that. So it's been around for a long time. It's an annual thing, kind of here in the early July. So I got to talk to Honor and watch him play. And talk to him just about his commitment and him shutting things down. But I know the position thing was the main thing I wanted to talk about. Everyone wants to know, like, what's the role going to look like for Honor, right? We've seen him do it in high school. He's a do-it-all player, right? He plays running back, he plays receiver. He's their offense, he's their defense. He does everything for Cathedral Catholic down there in San Diego. And I know he's the number one rated athlete, according to every recruiting outlet. So that speaks to highly kind of what he is and stuff like that. And he kind of confirmed what I suspected, or I think what a lot of people did too, is his main role is going to be on defense. Like the major is defense and the minor is on offense, right? He's way too talented of a player to use just on one side of the ball. And I think there's a lot of high school players, especially top flight athletes, that play both ways in high school. But it's a very, very, very small number of guys who can actually do it both ways at the collegiate level. And Honor is one of those guys. He's just too talented to play on one side of the ball. So he put it as the priority, the main thing. They're going to teach him everything on defense. And then they're going to throw him in the rotation on offense, whether it's slot seems like to be the main one, and then a little bit of running back, decoy. And I know I've said it on here multiple times. It's Adoree Jackson. If people remember kind of what his role looked like for USC, he was obviously Jim Thorpe winner, All-American at corner for them, and they used him on offense periodically, right? They had packages for him. They threw him the ball. They handed it to him. Anything really just to get him in space, right? Just be that dynamic athlete. Honor's the same way. It's literally going to be the same thing in my mind is the way I look at it and the way he described it. It's going to be the same thing. But again, the emphasis is on defense for him back there at safety, and then he'll do a little bit of offense as well. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's what it should be. I think having a guy go full-time both ways,
it's almost impossible.
It is. It's not that guys can't do it. There are things of the playbook. I know Honor brought that up too. He's like, they're not going to teach me the whole playbook on offense. That's
right.
That's just too much on his plate. I think that's something that he understands as well. I think that's just a maturity thing that goes with him. Understanding that at 17 years old, that I want to do both ways. I want to be on the field full time, but it's just not plausible. It's just not something that can do as far as just the mental aspect, physical. Because I know Travis Hunter did it a lot at Colorado. But there are also numerous times that Travis Hunter had to leave games because he was hurt, and then you lose your star receiver. You lose.
How durable can you be? Yeah,
exactly, and that's a big question to it. Again, also the mental side of it. Again, but they are going to use on both sides. He's just too talented not to use it for both sides, and that seems like the plan for him.
You know, my thought process, and I just want to remind everybody, if you guys look in the link in the description, I got 3 articles, and we're going to talk about all of them today. One of them is Honor, of course, Malachi Davis, and then the other one is Hayden Coup. Kendall wrote some phenomenal articles, so all you got to do is click those links in the description, and you will find those articles. And so, you know, looking at some of the stuff that you posted up, I actually retweeted it on X. You put out some clips of Honor, and my God, you know, to me, it's just when you look at what he's able to do. I mean, you know, whether he moves out to slot, I think he's that kind of guy. You can move him to the slot, you can move him to the receiver, or you can put him at running back, you know, out of the backfield. He just looks like he's too explosive of a weapon to not put on offense. But I understand the defensive thing. How many snaps, if I were to say just projecting, I know we'll never know that, but we're just kind of having a conversation. How many snaps do you kind of, you know, as he described it to you and you wrote it out in your article, what do you see happening?
The max I would say is like 10 to 15.
Offensively?
I think, yes. And I think that's a good number. Again, it's not like he knows it too. He's like, I can use it as a decoy. He knows when I'm on the field that teams have to pay attention to me and where I line up, like they have to circle my number wherever I line up, wherever I'm on the field, and he understands that. So I think 10 to 15, again, to the stamina standpoint, to him learning the playbook, that's a big part of it. I would say max is the 10 to 15 range. But as far as you said, just the ability, again, we've all watched the film on him. I've seen him for years now, but Saturday was the first time I actually got to see him in person, and man,
I wanted to talk to you about that. I want everybody to know how thick he is, man.
That kid is different, man. The rival rankings came out today. I know we've been texting about it all day. That's a 5-star. I don't know how you don't have him in that ranking. He was by far the best player on the field on Saturday, any field that I watched. He lined up at corner, actually. When I saw him the whole time, I saw him when they played Bosco, and he lined up at corner the whole time. And again, that just speaks to the versatility and his kind of a skill set. Obviously, he's a safety, but he played corner. And then you brought it up. I mean, another thing that stood out to me was just I feel like how much more weight and how much more strength he puts on. Like, he looks more college ready when I saw him. It was like he's more built. And that's exactly what you expect for a guy that's going to enroll in January. Right, we're here in July. He's about to play senior year. He's going to enroll in January again. He's somebody that we all expect to play right away, and he looks like it. Right, he's committed to the weight room. He's committed to filling out his body and making sure he's ready to go for when college comes here. And then obviously Coach Carroll will take it to another level. But he just looks more college ready when I saw him. And I know every time Bosco had him 1-on-1, that was a mismatch. That was a problem. You cannot.
They didn't even look like they were close. I mean, based on the footage that I saw, it looked like he was just separating from everybody.
Yeah, there was one. It was his first touchdown that he scored. He's lined out wide, and I'm on like the other side of the field, and I'm watching him and stuff like that. Corner was still in a stance when Honor's like 3 yards behind him. Like, it was like he wasn't even ready. Like, he was that quick off the line. He's got good hands. He runs precise routes. He's just a dynamic, explosive athlete, and again, just somebody you want the ball in their hands, and he can do electric things. He can be factoring in the return game, anything. And just. It's a special talent that's about to head to USC next year for sure.
No doubt. And I know he loves both. Did he, by chance, even say or mention which one he favors the most if he had to pick one?
No, I think he just wants to play football. He just wants to be on the field. I think he understands his main role is on defense, and then the offensive standpoint will come with it as well. But I think he understands that the defense is the main one.
No doubt, man. So Honor was one of those big time. Another guy that we saw out there that you took some clips of, and I actually talked about that the other day. Was he did some toe tap stuff in the end zone? Was Quinton Hill? You know, the more I see him, the more. I mean, they going up against big competition, man. And Quinton Hill looks like that guy that's a 5-star prospect, man. What are your thoughts on what you saw on Saturday with him?
Yeah, there's a big-time talent out there, right? 6'3", 195 pounds. Obviously, he'll continue to grow more than that. I mean, it's a lot of Jacoby Lane. I think, again, I've talked about it on this show before. It's a lot of Jacoby Lane. I think he's a little bit more, I guess, detailed, a little bit more polished at this stage of his game as he heads into his senior year. But, yeah, I mean, he was – and the guy he was going against was Jalen Flowers. People know 2028, big time.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, they duked it out. That was the first game I actually watched on Saturday. And Jalen was phenomenal as well. I know he actually got an interception when he was guarding Quinn. So they were kind of just going back and forth. at it all day. And again, that just speaks to the level that Jalen's at too. He was he might have had the catch of the day. Honestly, he had a one-handed touchdown, so he was phenomenal out there as well.
Was it on at receiver, or because I know he plays both sides of the ball?
Receiver. Mm-hmm,
okay,
it was at receiver. Yeah, he had a phenomenal one-handed catch. I mean, you can find it probably anywhere on the internet, but it was incredible. But they were both going at it. But yeah, the Quinton Hill catch was he fought through some contact from Flowers, and he jumped up and he got 2 feet in bounds. So I mean, that catch would have been good on Sundays. It's just, again, every time I've seen Quinton, just a big time athlete. He's good at the line of scrimmage. His change of direction, especially for his size, has always been impressive to me. He has a little bit more speed, I think, than people kind of give him credit for. He just kind of feels like that next in line of that Dennis Simmons tree. And he's starting to get active as far as recruiting kids. I know he's recruiting his teammate Malachi Davis, 2028 kid, and Hayden Coup.
Yeah, we got to talk about both of those guys. Yeah,
but he has started to turn on his recruiting hat. Just kind of speaks onto his level of commitment. And the same thing with Honor. He started to turn into his recruiting hat a little bit more too. And again, I mean, we'll see reports from now until December about what Honor status is. Teams continue to contact. Teams are always going to continue to contact him.
You know,
he's just that level. That's like
right,
that just goes.
Right.
He's that good of a player, and everybody knows it. Like, teams are always going to contact him. But it seems like, I don't know. It seems like he's the only 5-star that people are contacting. It seems like I don't understand that part.
That's their narrative they're putting out there. I mean, for whatever reason, USC every year they get that same thing. I mean, whether it doesn't matter who we have, they continue to do that on a regular basis. But I think Honor, man, yeah. I mean, who's going to start recruiting him, man?
Why is he the only kid? Yeah, why is he the only kid that's getting pushed from other schools? That doesn't seem right. But again, I talked to him a bit again about that. There's another article I actually brought out today about Honor. It's just talking about his commitment. So that's obviously on there that you could check out as well.
Absolutely, and that will be in the description as well. You guys can go find that too.
Yeah, and just bottom line, I mean, Honor wants to be a Trojan. He wants to be that next San Diego great that falls in line of Marcus Allen and Reggie Bush. He wants to stay close to home. He wants to play for California. He wants to play in California. He wants to play for his home state school. Like, this is where he wants to be. He's dreamed of wearing the Cardinal goal, and this is the path that he's going on. This is what he wants to do. And again, teams are always going to continue to contact him. We'll see reports going out there about that. But he's like, I'm set. This is where I'm going. I'm recruiting other people in this 28 class, and USC is the school I want to be at. I want to stay in California. And that's always been a thing I think that we've talked about, and I think people have known that, like, kids want to go to USC, kids, especially California kids, they want to stay local, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to stay close.
Give them a reason to stay local.
Exactly. It's just they haven't, prior to the 2026 class, they just really didn't have a reason. And obviously now they have better NIL collectives, they have a better recruiting staff, they have a better coaching staff, they have a better infrastructure, they have a better culture, they have a better everything, right? The new facility is going to go up soon. Like, it's just, everything is right in place for kids. And I know Lincoln Riley talked about it in the spring too. Like, they've wanted to make it so kids don't have to go out of state, that they have the football program in order, that they have the right education. Obviously, USC, that's a big part of the recruiting pitch as well, the education that you get with USC and everything that comes with being in LA. Now they have everything in place to get somebody like Honor Flave Johnson, and they're taking advantage of it, and they want to be a part of it. Absolutely.
And he's the type of kid, man, that once he gets on the field, they see that type of talent on the field. He can sway a lot of guys, a lot of people. I mean, the trajectory of this program is really changing. It really started with the 2026 class, and we can kind of say some of the guys in the 25 class. But now, man, you start to see this thing leak over to the 27 class, and that's kind of going to bring us to the 2028 class, because there are some guys that are, because possibly they could be the next guys up. I've had him on this show, Hayden Coup. You saw him this past weekend. You wrote articles about him as well. I love this kid. I love his dad. Love the whole family. What did you see from him? And does he surprise you? Like, I saw some of the clips, and it's really, the more I see him, it's just like, this dude is really separating himself from a lot of legit defenders. What do you think?
Yeah, he is. Again, that's another guy that I've been watching clips of him and seeing film and watching all that kind of stuff from his sophomore year, just on my phone, my laptop, whatever, just like everybody else. But obviously, again, Saturday was the first time I actually got to see him live, and I knew he was a fantastic player. Again, like we've seen the clips, especially him this offseason at the opening, the Elite 11, whatever it might be, him just balling out, and he's better than advertised. He's one of the.
Can you break that down? Explain it all the way.
He's one of the more impressive recruits, regardless of class this summer. He's taken off. He's fluid. He's quick. He makes inside, outside. He's got better, I guess, long speed than even I knew. Just again, as you talk about the way he's able to separate. I know Bosco tried to double team him, didn't work. He's just so his catch radius is impressive. He's a little bit taller, I guess, in person than I knew too. I knew he's about 6'1". He's obviously filling out a little bit more, about 180 pounds, stuff like that. So again, he's only about to be a junior, so he continue to grow on that standpoint and stuff like that. And obviously, his dad is Olympic weightlifter.
Oh yeah,
Lifter, all that
man,
kind of stuff.
me and his dad had conversations.
Yeah. So
Absolutely,
it's in the genes, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
It's going to come with it. And again, I had seen him in June at USC's prospect camp, and I was impressed by him, just by his movements and stuff like that, and his ability just to run routes clean. But obviously seeing it against competition, especially premier competition in Southern California like it is at Bosco, and he was just impressive. He was phenomenal. Again, like Bosco tried to double team him on certain coverages, and then it didn't work at all.
Wow. So what is it though exactly though? Like, is it his route running? Is it his
precise.
speed?
Yeah,
it's precise.
Yeah, it's quick. It's fluid. There's no wasted movements. It's just detailed. And
yeah, because I see separation from him as well.
I just feel like that goes to him just as a person, every aspect of his life. Like he's a detailed person. He's a 4.6 GPA.
Yeah, man. When he told me that, I said, man, I said, you got a 4.6? He started like, yeah, and he said, man, I really take school seriously, man, and that is he places big time emphasis on that.
He's detailing everything. I know he talked about when I talked to him that he has a desire after football to work in finance, to work in New York. He knows what he wants in life. He knows what he wants to do in football wise. And I feel like when you have that just translates to your work ethic in general. And that's what you get on the football field from him.
You know, to be honest, man, that's the kind of kid, you know, I'm rooting and hoping USC. And, you know, you see it here, Hayden Coup, his recruitment is blowing up. He really, like, I think Michigan was the latest offer he just got.
Yep.
Ohio State, and he's blown up. But this is the type of kid that you want, man, because not only are you going to get a physical specimen, a guy that's able to, you know, do it on the field, but this guy off the field is a guy that you absolutely know. You know, this is a team captain type of guy when I 100%. Think of guys like Hayden Coup. And so, any other thoughts?
Yeah, he's getting recruitment from, talk about, again, you can read it in the articles in the description, all that, but he's getting pushed from Honor. He brought up Honor as a guy who's starting to push him. I know they played.
Yes.
And they played each other in the first game, I want to say, over the weekend. And he was like, Honor was telling me fight on when we were playing against each other throughout the day and stuff like that. And Quinton Hill, as soon as I was talking to Quinton Hill, he brought up that he's actively recruiting Hayden together as well. And I know they play together for 7-on-7 teams. Those obviously two premier commits in the 27 class, and they're actively recruiting Hayden. They know what kind of player he is. They know what he can do for them at USC and kind of what they can build as they continue to stack some California kids. And he's high on the list for sure.
Wow, man, that's good to hear, man. And I think, yeah, his dad absolutely loves USC. Let's just be clear though. Everybody, most kids, as we kind of stated and alluded to before, all of them want to come to USC. They love USC. We just got to give them a reason to want to come to USC. And so now, I think the foundation has been set. And speaking of all of those things, the new facility that's coming, I guess apparently sometime maybe this month. Not sure exactly the date on that. Not sure if you heard anything on that, but that's going to be the next probably big thing before the season starts. So moving on real quick, you know, update on Malachi Davis. That's Quinton Hill's teammate. What's going on with him?
Yeah, he loves USC. He's been up here 4 times this calendar year. I know he's at a few game days last year, so he's been up here several times. It's the only school he's visited this summer, but his recruitment in general is just starting to pick up some steam. He brought up Miami's had a lot of contact with him. Michigan's had a lot of contact with him. He wants to go check out Oregon. I know he has a good relationship with Jordan Davis in the running back up there. I know they've trained together and stuff like that. And that's just another guy that he looks up to just because of their similar playing styles. And again, they've trained together. They just know each other pretty well. But USC is setting the pace for him. It's USC at the front. He has a really, really good relationship with Coach Jones, the running back, coach. They talk frequently. Jones visited him, I think, 3 times already at his school just this year.
Right.
And I know the thing about Malachi Davis that he brings up is he's a big family guy. And you can always tell that with guys talking to, especially when I talk with him, that he's just a massive family guy. And he's like, I don't want this just to be about me. It's like, it's got to be, he's like, this is a family decision. this all
Right.
goes together and stuff like that. He's like, I want my family to be comfortable with USC. I want them to be comfortable with the coaching staff, and vice versa. And that's exactly what he's got it from USC. His coach Jones has good conversations with his family frequently too. He's actively recruits his family. I know when Malachi was on his visits here in the spring, they're taking tours around campus. Coach Jones spent a lot of time, talking to his little sister and his brother about the campus and what they like and stuff like that, what they want to see. So he's really, really put emphasis on the family part, and that continues to stand out for Malachi Davis. And again, that part of it. And I know the workout that he had last week was a really eye-opening experience of him getting to work out with Coach Jones and getting pointers from him and going through drills. And he's like, what can I do with that on a full-time basis? What can I do with that, if I can actually be a part of USC? So that's all kind of factoring into his recruitment so far. He's getting the push from Quinton Hill. It's close to campus. Malachi Davis is another guy who's big on his education. So is his family. He's a 4.0 student.
Man,
I know he's
incredible.
talked about having. I know he's had a desire to talk about. He talked about I think it was real estate that he wants to get into.
Right.
And obviously USC has a big real estate program, so all of that is kind of factoring in. Again, it's a lot of schools starting to pick up momentum. He's a phenomenal player.
I love him.
He stars at Centennial, and Miami and Michigan are starting to enter the mix, but it's still USC at the forefront.
Yeah, I think so. And when you talk about our running backs, we got different flavors, if you will. You got Deshaun Rideau. He does what he does, and then you got, of course, Sean Austin. But then you throw a guy like Malachi Davis in there.
Yeah.
What kind of back do you think he is, man? He's a bigger back. He's a 6'1" guy, legit 6'1".
Yeah, he's legit 6'1", about 215, 220. Big guy, but
he could probably get to about 230
easily. Yeah. Again,
yeah.
That part goes back to the Jordan Davis part, as we talk about the Oregon running back, that they are, if you watch him, that they are kind of similar, that they are kind of built that way, and that's kind of what Malachi wants to kind of replicate a little bit.
Right.
And obviously Jordan was a phenomenal player for Oregon and in modern day and stuff like that, so he kind of wants to be that next one. But again, he's got good footwork. He catches the ball more impressively, I think, than people realize. They just don't do it a lot at Centennial, but I know I've got to watch him, especially at USC's camp, catch the ball very well. He runs good routes. He moves really well. As far as just like comparison, I don't know. I mean, I guess as I continue to bring up Davis, and I guess like that's the more comparison as I want to talk about. I know he's an old school guy. He watches Marcus Allen and
that's kind of
like that. Yeah, he's very old school.
Absolutely, and his speed. He has speed, but he's just a big and he's a big physical back.
He ran track this spring. That was an emphasis for him. I know he ran track, but yeah, he wants to be faster again. He'll ball at Centennial. That's a prolific offense. He was just a sophomore last year, and he was incredible. So just expect that to go to another range.
No doubt. Good-looking athlete, man. Last thing before we get out of here, man, I saw something, man, and that was –
I'm going to turn this light on real quick. It got super dark in here.
No, you good.
I'm going to turn this light on.
You good. But the last thing we're going to get into, man, is I saw where Honor Falave Johnson, he just landed a massive NIL deal. And I don't know if you saw it or not, Kendall, but I did. I took a clip. Let me get into this real quick. But this is he just landed this deal. Let me put it real quick. This is it right here with Kia. And this is some of the things, man, that come with USC, man, when you come to USC, and you got a phenomenal athlete like this. But when you look at this, man, like, what are your thoughts already? Honor is already in the mix, landing these massive NIL deals before he actually gets in school, man. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Big-time players get big-time deals.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, he's got the Adidas deal. He's got the Kia deal now. I mean, he's just that kind of player.
No doubt.
It's just going to start to flow in for him. He's just about to be a senior this year, so it's just going to continue to rise. And he's going to play in LA, right? He's a San Diego athlete, so he knows the big-time scene. He's going to play in LA, and a lot comes with playing in LA and be a big-time star. And this is just the beginning, honestly.
Absolutely. So look, man, hey, Kendall, man, this is, and listen, I want everybody to, hopefully, man, hey, Kendall, we could do one like this once a week, and then we do one live, because a lot of people like interacting with you as well. But no, this was good, man. This is, Kendall always has good, phenomenal information that he always feeds through. And as I stated before, you look in the link in the description, you're going to have about 4 articles in there. It's 3 in there right now, but after we finish recording, I'm going to add one more. And Kendall, any last thing that you wanted to say or leave with us before we get out of here?
Yeah, just tap in those articles. I talked to a few kids over the weekend. Obviously, some commits, some 28 kids. Some more will be coming out kind of over the next couple of weeks as we lead into Big Ten Media Days. Just click on the links. I know everybody always wants information. I'm getting a lot more DMs from people asking questions, and I'm always happy to answer questions. But
do they come from the show, Kendall? Do you
some
know?
of them. Some of them,
Okay.
yes, me, like I saw you on the show and stuff like that.
Well, cool,
but
cool.
Yeah, it goes together. But again, I mean, I'm getting asked a lot. Again, I don't mind asking any questions. I always answer questions. But again,
Absolutely.
It's a lot of questions being asked that are in the articles. So and again, there's a lot more in depth. I can give people detailed responses, but there's a lot more in depth in the articles.
Absolutely.
So I'm just always going to recommend to people check out the articles, check out the links. Just keep the page open. It gets always being updated. NIL information, recruiting news. Again, as we head into Big Ten Media Days and into fall campus, stuff like that, there's a lot of information we put in there that people are asking, people want to know. Again, I know somebody asked me, someone on Twitter was like, how do you know Honor is going to play both ways? And it was like, what's your source? And I was like, I didn't respond, but I'm like him. It's in the article. So again, I try to
it's crazy.
I try to be a good source for people. Again, I try to be the number one source for USC news, just for information and stuff like that. And I always just try to be the person that I want if I'm trying to get information.
Absolutely.
So I try to provide that for you guys, anybody listening and stuff like that. So again, just keep the articles open, keep the links open. And I don't think it'd be disappointed.
No, and I try to refer you because literally, like Kendall was on the field talking to Honor. I mean, I saw it. I think I, had a conversation with him right after, and we talked about it. So look, man, you guys click those links, and shout out to Young Tiny once again. He read that article about Honor,
I appreciate
and
that.
he said it was a phenomenal article. So yeah, I can attest to that. Very detailed, man. So you always can find Kendall at Kendall. Kendall, can you tell them where you can find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter right there, @KHollowell_. Again, links, all that kind of stuff, and the links to my SI page is also in my Twitter bio. And again, you can click on the links for this page right here, and then once you open the articles, just click on my name in the byline. It'll take you to all my stuff, and just stay tapped in with those.
All right, man. Until later on, listen, you guys already know any breaking news, whatever, you guys know we're going to drop it like it's hot. We dropped about 2-3 videos yesterday. We do it all the time, man. So look, until later on, everybody stay blessed, man. We are out of here, man. Fight on.